Not kaba kaba. Kaba kaba.
Kaba kaba.
Tu connais, ou bien a Ghanaian guy, he made his own car. What Africa needs is like more people, more nice people come and really invest in those people because, man, those people are like one of the smartest people ever. They will do whatever to make it. Azonto,
Azonto, Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto. Last time we learned unde kuku pleni kanam.
Yeah.
But any French or Togolese phrases?
Blue. Mon frère, faut aller blue.
Blue.
It means like
blue.
slow down, like calm, man. Do it calmly.
Blue.
And like last time I said akpokpolo bito. This one, akpokpolo bito means grenouille. How do you say grenouille?
Frog?
Frog and crapaud, is that the same?
Crapaud is toad, I think.
No. Grenouille is toad.
But what does that mean though? So you call someone a frog or you call them a toad?
You know, when he's like being so like frustrating and just comes in, mais toi là, tu n'as pas le bito même. So in Togo, you say kaba kaba.
Kaba kaba?
Not kaba kaba. Kaba kaba.
Kaba kaba.
Tu connais, ou bien. The woman who was working at my house, she would always call me Asagan Atagan. I think that meant like Uncle Assassin. The man, you know. All my friends from British school, they were like mostly like Nigerians, so they would always be like, so I would learn the Pidgin with them.
Rafa.
Rafa now, I did now. Waiting to happen now. You know, they always like saying, I don't know now. You know, they always, I don't know what, they are the now at the end, you know. I don't know now.
It's been interesting to compare the Pidgin and the African French with the Créole. Because Nabila was here, we did a podcast a few days ago in Créole. And that accent is different, you know. Bah, quand je commence à parler avec l'accent réunionnais, ça c'est un peu différent, ça. C'est pas comme l'accent africain.
Bro, I actually had a guy from the Reunion, like last time. And I told him, bro, can you speak like your Creole? And he spoke exactly like this.
Miko, c'est avec l'accent réunionnais. Il est fier, ça.
Yeah, yo, that's exactly how we're speaking, man.
That's the beauty of, you know, they say French and English, but there's so many variations.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
And, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like in Togo, we say, like, we add the ma in the end. It's not even like man. It's like, tu fais quoi, ma? Qu'est-ce que tu dis, ma? You know, we say ma in the end. I think that is Togolese.
I used to learn French in England. So it's bonjour, comment ça va? And then I get there and they're saying, hey, ça va, man? Ça va ou quoi, man?
Ouais, no, but we say a lot of man. Hey, c'est quoi, man? C'est quoi ton problème, man? We say a lot of O in the ends, you know, like African, like when you speak Pidgin, you know, say, I don't know. You know, they don't say, I don't know. And then when with the O, they got to add the O in the end. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's always like that. Like the Togolese, they would like add the ma in the end.
So it's not man, it's ma.
Tu fais quoi, ma? Tu fais quoi, ma?
Tu fais quoi, ma?
Tu fais quoi, ma?
C'est quoi même trop problème, ma? Like, I don't know, like they say ma in the end. I think that's very Togolese. That's very Togolese. I didn't hear like the Ivorians say it.
What's the kind of progression then in terms of like making friends? Was it international with most of your friends at school? Like black Africans, or was it more diverse?
It was very diverse. There were lots of white people, like Chinese, like. But I mean, I was mostly close to like, black people, yeah. And a lot of them that were there in my class, they're still my friends right now. We still talk on the phone. I mean, everyone's busy on their sides, but I mean, we still try to keep in touch, you know. That's real African love, man. Keep it real.
Can you just remind us how old you were when you went there?
I mean, so I was born in Togo, and then when I was born, I was a baby. I came back to Korea, and I went back in 2000, so I was like 7 years old. When I first saw the lizards just running around, I remember like screaming at my dad, man, like there are dinosaurs in this country. I remember that because I was so scared of it. And I'm still scared of lizards, man. I never got used to it. Never, ever. If I see a gecko in my room, bro, man, I'm not sleeping, bro.
You don't get them in Korea?
Lizards? Nah, I didn't see so much lizards. Like, you don't see them in town in Korea, nah. When I was in the army, yeah, I saw like a lot of like frogs and some type of lizards, but not in town.
In Thailand, I freaked out when I saw that animal in the park.
Yeah, they're called monitor lizards. Oh. They're huge. They're huge.
Damn.
Basically a lizard on steroids. Yeah.
I've not been in Korea for too long, but I've noticed that there are lots of elderly people who look so traditional. Even the way they smile and they say hello to you, they're never on a phone or anything like that. Is it like that in Togo? And do you think there's maybe a difference with the younger generations, or do you feel like that tradition of that respect and that being together has been carried through?
In Togo, everyone respects the elderly, man. The funny thing is, I saw a video about security cameras, but that was the funniest thing, because the elderly, they're the people of the hood, of the neighborhood, They were there longer than anyone there, So anything that happens there, that person knows about it. So I saw like a picture, man, that was too funny. It was like, so in Korea, we got like CCTVs, China has CCTVs and everything. And then when they came to Africa, it was an old woman sitting in front of a house. And I think, I'm not trying to be offensive, but that thing was so funny, man, because it's true, man. You want to know something about the neighborhood, go ask that grandma. She going to tell you everything.
Guys, if you're getting any value from this, we would really appreciate if you could subscribe and hit the like button.
Ghanaians know everything about all the other Ghanaians and what their families are doing and whatever it's really like that. But
I'm curious, bro, because whenever I travel somewhere, I need to find the exercise facilities. I need to find the gym. What am I going to do? Like, where are the best places to work out and get in good shape?
In Togo too has a lot of like gyms, and then I told you when I go to like ghetto areas, like some poorer neighborhoods, so people make their own equipments. Like you see like a bar, and then you see like a round, like the weight. It's not you cannot take it off. They just make it for one time. So they're just like a brick kind of thing, like stuck to the bars, and then you see them like just do it, and they cut like some piece of wood, and then like make like a, how'd you call it? The pull-up
bar, yeah.
Yeah, the pull-up bars. So I've seen those kind of things. And then I also saw like a gym, like a homemade gym where people come and actually pay money to do. And like they get like the second-hand equipments, and they make their own equipments. So people like they hustle. I don't know if you guys saw a video of an African guy. I don't know where he's from, and then he's always practicing how to play basketball.
Yeah.
Under the rain.
He's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's just there like boom, 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 like, So Africans, it's like that. I even saw a Ghanaian guy. He made his own car. Yeah, like I don't know how he did it, but so like Africa, man, we need like people to come and invest there. People bring in like real money, not come there as some investor they take money and eat the money. So that's one of the problems I think in Africa. So they don't want to, the people don't want to, I don't want to go into like details. I don't want people to be like pointing fingers at me for talking things about like. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying about things I saw, and what Africa needs is like more nice people come and really invest in those people, because man, those people are like one of the smartest people ever. They don't have it. So they will do whatever to make it, If I told you, like the guy who has a car, I don't know where he learned how to connect all these things. Like you got to be like an engineer in your mind to do that, So that's when you see all these people. I just wish like they had more opportunity and like more people giving them what they need to show what they can what they can really do,
When you saw all of this growing up, do you feel like this influenced you to be more driven and more creative?
I don't want to be like, my father, I was more lucky than a lot of people. My father was a very hardworking man, and he always tried to give me whatever I needed, So I cannot say that I really learned from them, but when I saw them, I was like, yo, I cannot be like that. I didn't grow up like them, but when I see them, I'm like, if I was thrown into that world, I always tell myself, nah, I wouldn't have made it like how I'm doing right now,
What you mentioned, though, really about respect for elders reminds me of one time when I was a kid and I was at my grandfather's house and the phone rang. So I picked up the phone just like I would, hello. And I spoke to the person and whatever. And I thought nothing of it. After the phone call, my grandfather was so angry. He said, hey, Hakim, what you did was very bad. I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He says, you do not answer and say hello. You have to say good morning or good afternoon or good evening. And then, that kind of politeness, I think is a huge thing in West African culture and in actually British culture, original British culture. Be polite, be a gentleman. You know, it's the similar value there.
I used to do a lot of like volunteer work with the church that I used to go to, and when we go to like the deep villages, like the elderly people, like, you know, you just want to help them, you know, because they didn't have anything. Like, you know, when we like go like to church, I mean, take like the church people and go there, we like have very little medical equipments. So when these people come, you know, you see them like they all have something that we cannot help them with, you know. So I always felt bad that like we couldn't help them so much and all that. I'm sorry, like my answer has not so much to do with
No,
your
but it's a nice way.
question.
Continue. C'est bien. Hein?
I mean, I was always having a lot of people, like, you know, I said, like, when I ask me about hyenas and lions and all that. So Africa, we live in the city, but when you go deep in the villages, you know, you see that, they're all people, like, they all need help, you know. And what I feel is, like, just like what I said, we need people to really invest, you know, some good money in Africa so that the Africans can develop. Africa is a place, man. It's like, it's the future, you know. That's what I always tell people. Africa is the future, you know. So when I make that real moolah, I'm gonna take it to Africa, man. Bless.
So apart from Togo and Ghana, have you been to any other countries?
I've been to Senegal. What I remember, like, I really had a really, really good time in Senegal, in Dakar, man. Dakar is a really beautiful place. It's a very beautiful place. I also every day used to go to the beach, you know, chill. I mean, Dakar was very nice. The food, I didn't taste so much like Senegalese food because I went to an Ivorian friend's house. So it was always like food from Ivory Coast. But I mean, Ivorian food, man, is something else. It's something else. And the mothers, like, they always, I think they want to kill you with food. You tell her you're full, but she's like, nah, you're not full.
You didn't eat enough. 5 plates later.
South Asians are exactly the same in that one as well.
I want to ask you a little bit about the social life in Togo. Is it easy to meet new people, make friends?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if it was me personally, but I never had trouble making friends, like, anywhere I go, because the people, you know, like, you just go around, you can just ask somebody something, and then they're not going to be like, I'm too busy, I can't answer you or nothing, you know. They're always like welcoming. If they can help you with one more thing, they will try to give it to you, you know. So what I liked about Africa is, like, you know, I'm not trying to put Africa down, but, you know, there were lots of poor people in Africa. It's like the classes were like, if you're flipping rich or like you're poor. So like the middle class people was like people like me, like foreigners that came to Togo, like to work, and then getting like because my father was working, but he was getting a Korean salary, you know. So the difference was there. But I mean, I was always more comfortable with the people that needed more. You know, these people, you learn a lot from them, you know. Just like how I said, when they got food, they like got to eat, you know, everything was about sharing. And they were all so welcoming. You know, sometimes when you're walking, like, of course, like the kids will come to me, and then they'll be making some like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan noises, you know. But I mean, in the beginning it was offensive, but later, nah, you know, they're just being like, they just want to be friendly.
I think it's quite a deep point, but then when you take it to the so-called more developed countries like Korea and the UK, you know, we have everything here. But then you go on the subway and people look very stressed, depressed. You know,
yeah, I mean, you know, last time I was talking about it with my French friends, and then they were like, why their eyes look empty? You know, they look empty, and then, they're like always just thinking about something, always trying to be busy, always like pushing themselves so much. It's like at 8 a.m., you hear like brung, 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 and that's not what is waking you up. When you wake up, you check the time, you know you gotta eat. If you got a busy day, you gotta eat, you gotta shout. Got too many things to do at once, you know. But I remember, like, in Africa, like, when I wake up, it's, you know, you just hear some birds singing outside, you just wake up, you know, yawn, you know, have a stretch, you know, before you go and have a shower, you know. In Korea, I don't remember the last time, like, I woke up and I was like, yeah, Of course, I mean, on Sundays, like I'll wake up and I'll just be in bed. But that's not what it is in Africa. It's like in Africa, it's like you just wake up, go to the beach, chill. In Korea, you were running around so much that if you got a day to rest, you're just in bed all day, And I don't think that's life. So I always talk about this with my customers when I'm like cutting hairs, because they always ask me the same questions. Yo, what's the difference about Togo and Korea? I think it's I always tell them, if you ask 100 people in Korea, are you happy about your life? And if you ask 100 people in Togo, are you happy about your life? Of course, in Togo, they will be like, yeah, I mean, money-wise and all about that. But if you analyze the answers, the people in Togo will be way more happier, living life with way less stress than Koreans.
100%. I mean, you never need, that kind of links to something I wanted to say about when you're with people from West Africa, you never need a reason to dance. For even if people have difficult times, happy times, whatever, people just are happy to listen to music, enjoy the simple things. You see a lot of smiles from people that, unfortunately, we call it the tube. That's the subway in London. You see a lot of really stressed out people when we've got so much richness. As Bob Marley said, like they asked him, "Are you rich?" He said, "What is rich? What is rich?
Life forever, man.
So
one love."
Yeah.
Man, that makes me think. Right at the beginning when we met, he was living in a studio right across mine, but I didn't know.
You guys?
Yeah. We had no idea, right? And one day I was studying in my room, and I hear some mad music blasting, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this?" And I just look at the window, and he had the flag of Ghana. Yeah. You could see it from the window. And then I see Hakim dancing, having a good time, singing.
Yeah, I think that's African. I also kept my some African habits. Is like when I'm driving, and man, the music gotta be blasting, man. It's like loud music, down the windows down. Yo, pop some African music. Like you don't care who the hell is looking, man. You just in the car, man. People are like, yo, what the hell is he doing, man? And you just stare at them. Whoa. Yeah,
that's me and the law of my family described well at the moment now.
That was always fun, man. That was always fun.
I mean, even though you're now living and working in Korea, I know you're busy, you work hard, but every time I see you, you're always full of life as well.
Yeah, man.
And it's always good vibes when we go to your barbershop.
Thank you, man.
That's a nice thing. I remember as a kid, I used to wait the whole year for the summer holiday because I would go to visit my family in Spain. Coming to Korea, was it something that you were looking forward to?
Oh yeah, I mean, coming to Korea, it was the food, because the food here, when they cook it at home in Africa, it doesn't taste the same as when you eat it in Korea. So every time we would come to Korea, my dad would always ask us so what you want to eat first? What you want to eat first? So the first thing would always be jjajangmyeon. You know jjajangmyeon, the black noodles?
Black bean,
yeah. Always that was the first menu on the list, yeah. But apart from the food and all that, I mean, I really also enjoyed Africa, man, because I had all my friends there. I never had any friends here until 2012. So when I come to Korea, it was only me, my brother, my family. So until I came to live here, I didn't have any friends. So I would always miss my friends back home, Yeah.
So you were looking forward to coming here for the holiday, but then you were also
I was
happy
kind of
to
lonely.
go back.
I would feel lonely because here it's only family. I mean, we had good times with family, but it was only family time for a month,
That was when you were a kid, but have you been back? When was the last time you were in Togo? Has it been a long time?
It has been a long time, man. It's been 6 years now. Last time was in 2018. Yeah, man, I'm sorry, guys, man. I really need to get back, man. But, I was hustling, trying to make that money. So now I'm a boss now. I'm coming back, man.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get back?
Of course, man. Now the first thing is the other way around. It's the food, man. Hey.
We mentioned plantain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We mentioned
the food, man. It's the Togolese food, man. I miss it so much. Now that I think about it, you don't find those things here. And even though there is, it doesn't taste the same. So I really want to... I got some food in my mind, man. La pâte à la sauce à des mains, Oh no, so so la pâte. How would I describe pâte?
Dough, like a dough?
No. It's not like a dough. So it's like, you know, manioc? Manioc. I don't know how to say it in English.
Isn't it like a kind of a
It's a kind
potato?
of like potato kind of, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Like they would like squish it or something.
Not yam. No, it's not.
Oh, it's also like it's
Like a
some
root-
kind
a
of
root-
yam.
root
I mean,
vegetable
I don't know with what they make it. I'm just thinking that's it, and then, you know, it becomes like you know when you take dough and water, and then you try to like it just becomes round, and then you take that and dip it in the sauce. You gotta eat it with the hand, you know,
Sounds
like.
nice.
Yeah.
Spicy? No.
If you want, because you know, like the Togolese, like in Africa, like the spices. I mean, the piment is round. It's not like the long ones in Korea. They're like round, small ones, man. But they have a very nice sweet taste that I love about it.
Nice. This is becoming a cooking podcast.
But you reminded me of my childhood because I grew up eating a lot of Ghanaian food, and I've got Pakistani family as well. And they say that South Asian food is spicy, but I remember going to family events as a kid, and I wasn't so close with some of the extended family, but they're getting emotional and they're crying, and I was crying as well. But it's not because I didn't know what was going on, but the food I remember was so spicy.
Damn.
Some of the West African spices are crazy, you know. But I grew up with jollof, fufu, ground rice. I don't know what they call it. Do you know ground rice?
Ground rice.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. It's another form of rice, I guess, with the soups, like peanut soups, different stews. But yeah, there's a lot of spicy
And I want
food.
to add like one thing because we're talking about food. You know, in Togo we had a lot of like fast food places, but you know it's also like we had Al Donald, not McDonald.
Al Donald.
Yeah, it's Al Donald.
Al Donald.
And we had KFG. You know, and so one thing I remember about Ghana is like Ghana had KFC. So like some of my friends were like, when they had some business to go to Ghana, so they would like ask us, so are we bringing some KFC back? And then we like give them money. So they would like drive 3 hours, go to Ghana, do what they had to do, and then when they come back, they would bring the KFC back. Yeah, man, I remember that. So they would drive like 6 hours just for some KFCs.
Crazy. KFG has to be on our bucket list now.
Was that pun intended? The bucket list?
Yeah, kind of.
Bucket, yeah.
You know, chicken bucket. Yeah.
Yo, that's what I mean. They'll bring it by the buckets. Yeah.
So for viewers who don't know much about like Togolese culture, could you describe some of like the key values or key like
The
how would you
Togolese
describe it?
culture? I mean, the Togolese people are very welcoming. You know, they're very nice. Because you know when you hear them talk, the language shows how the people are. You know, and it's a very positive language, and people are really like, I think they're emotional people. You know. So you can feel it when when the person is sad and he's happy. You feel it with them, you know. It's Mina, man.
Like genuine.
What are some common traditions that you remember that are close to your heart?
Like, what you mean by common tradition?
Traditions, like for example, in some cultures, on the weekend, on a certain day, everyone will get together. Or I think Friday. I've heard in Nigeria, Friday is a special day. But like, yeah, Togo.
So I mean, like what I remember is like we used to go to the beach often, like on Sundays. Like on Sundays, you don't need to call anyone. If you go to a beach that we always go to, like everyone is there, they're just chilling. That's life, man. That's life. That's what I really enjoyed about Africa is like, you know, on a Sunday, just go to the beach, chill on the beach. You know, that's nice.
And I really like what you said about welcoming, because whenever my grandfather used to speak about Ghana, he would say, like, he was a Christian man, yet he said he lived right next to a mosque. And even though he was Christian, he used to fast in Ramadan with the Muslims, and they used to go and teach each other like how to read and write in Arabic, just because he said, like, for them, Eid was a holiday, and so was Christmas. And they used to see each other as brothers. And I was really raised with that mentality of see each other as brothers. Yeah, he believes in this God, he believes in this God. No, respect is the most important thing. And I've kept those values with me today for sure.
Yeah, like I remember when I used to go to my friends' houses to eat like dinner or something. Like the food is so nice. I don't know why my friends, they never like staying at the table with the parents for so long. They would just like eat like sharp, and then they would just go. And then I would just be on the table, the last one on the table with the parents. And they would love it so much because they're like, dude, look at this Korean guy like, destroying the plates over here.
Is that the Ajushi mentality?
Yeah,
You chill with the parents.
maybe. I mean, the food was so nice. Like I remember I would always be like the last one at the table with the parents, and they will love it so much because I eat so well.
So
Same.
judged on what you've said, as a kid, then you spent a lot of time at your African friends' houses,
Yeah,
your friends.
always, always. That was the tradition. In Korea, what I think the Koreans are missing is the house party. I'm not house parties, but the chilling at a friend's house. That was always what it was. If it's like at your house, we'll just go to your house, play some like FIFA or something, chill. Those are the good nights. In Korea, if you do that with like more than 3-4 people, man, the neighbors are gonna call the cops. Yeah,
My grandfather used to say, as a kid, invite your friends to the house. Because when you're a kid, why should you be spending too much time outside? That's where people get into trouble, he used to say. So at the house, if you don't know what to do, tell your friends to come to the house. And
yeah, those are the good things, man. When I told you I used to like chill in the ghettos, just to meet these people. I used to love just hanging around with people. And when you're in the ghettos, when like the food is ready, of course they will say bon appétit, but mostly they'll be like mangeons. Mangeons means let's eat.
Right.
So that's like inviting everyone here. That was always like, so when the food is ready, even though it's like my plate and nobody ordered anything, they will be like mangeons.
So nice.
Yeah, I think that's what is good,
Did you ever cook, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, in the house we had a woman that used to work with us, and she used to do the cooking, and she learned how to cook like Korean food from my mom. Yeah. And she always like cooks Korean food, but sometimes I would tell her like I want some African food too, so she would like cook it for us. And it was always so nice. And even when I'm in Korea, like I tell mom like I need some African like spices or like sauces, so she makes it for them and then they bring it. Right now I got some plantain at home, man.
how did you get it? Because last episode, you were saying you couldn't get it. And some of the comments said, you must be able to find it.
My dad just came to Korea like a few days ago and he brought it for me.
Nice.
So I told him, you really need to bring that, man.
When I travel, sometimes I feel like, in a way, food is kind of a gatekeeper to culture, to the culture, right? So, like, for example, in Korea, it's very different from where I'm from. Even when you go to the restaurant here, you would order one dish and we all share. We all eat the same. Is there anything like that in Togo?
I'm sorry, but I didn't hear it well. I didn't understand.
Like in France or in Spain, when we go to the restaurant, at home, we share the same dish. But when we go to the restaurant, usually each person order one thing. And it's all like, we all eat our own plate. In Korea, we order one thing and we all eat together from that plate. Is there anything like this in Togo or anything, traditional?
I mean, when we go to a restaurant, I think in Togo we used to order our own plates.
Right.
Yeah, we wouldn't order something like in the middle.
Yeah.
I would just order my appetizer, my main dish, and my dessert. But when I came to Korea, that's when I saw like, it's the Korean culture, So like the kimchi stew. So why did they make it like that? It's because a lot of people, Koreans were also like very poor before. It was a very poor country. So how it was made is like, so how are we gonna, with this much ingredient, how are we gonna feed all these people? So they were like, okay, let's pour some water. Let's pour some water in, put the kimchi, put the pork in, and then make it into a stew so that it can be more shareable. So that's what I heard. Like that's how it was made, So in Korea, it was also like that, like to share, like so everyone just puts the main soup in the middle. Everyone got their own bowl of rice, and then just eat. That's why there's one thing like, this is what I heard. When you take the spoon and then you take the stew, always make the bottom part of the spoon just like clean it before you take it.
In terms of music, which artists are you listening to at the moment?
At the moment?
Oh, give the progression maybe.
Okay, I mean,
throughout since you were in Togo to now.
When I was in Togo, I used to listen to so much music. Like, if I would say like one artist, like reggae, I used to listen to so much reggae too, and I would love like, I don't know if you guys know Albo Rosi. Albo Rosi is a Italian Jamaican guy. He used to make like crazy reggae music, and like African music, it would be like English and French side. So French side, it was always like Duke Saga. Duke Saga, He's a Ivorian legend. Everyone knows him. DJ Arafat, of course, everyone knows him. And on the English side, back then, he was like P Square.
Ah, yeah.
Dibanj, it was these guys who were like killing the game. These days, people, I don't know if they still listen to P Square, but that was what we used to rock on. These days, I listen to, of course, Burna, the African giant. That guy is killing the game right now. One love, man. Shout out to him. I hope he sees this video. Burna Boy, I mean, these days, a lot of Burna Boy. I would say he's number one, I think so. Burna Boy and Wizkid. I'm sorry, I didn't mention Wizkid. I love this too, Burna Boy and Wizkid.
Just curious, like DJ Arafat, right? Isn't there a song called Adonai? Adonai?
No, I don't know. I don't like. DJ Arafat is French.
Right,
He used to sing in French. And DJ Arafat, he was the guy that was, he would not say anything. He would just say gibberish, but it would make you dance. Like, Africans, they're like so fast with the feet, bro, you cannot even like follow how they do it, man. You got to be African to do it. I always tried, but God is like, bro, you're Korean, man. Stop it.
Yeah. Nah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, we tried. I mean, but we cannot really like, how the Africans move their hips. God damn, man, these guys are good.
But now there's that genre, is Amapiano, right? That's very,
Amapiano
very
is,
popular.
I think is, the Nigerians are not gonna like it because they're having some kind of rivalry with Amapiano. But I think it's South African.
Okay.
And I heard it was like house, Afrobeat kind of thing,
I heard there's recently a K-pop group. They made a song like with that genre.
But I don't know who they are. I don't know who.
Yeah,
they are. I just heard about it.
I heard the song and I was like, oh wow, like it's crossing borders. Yeah.
But Amapiano is really coming up the game. But it's my preference. So I just prefer like more of the West African Afrobeats.
But the influence it has, if you look at like the recent 10 years of music, even in America, in the UK, Europe, there's so much influence from Afrobeats. Now it's just crept in out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean the first Afrobeat that really, in my opinion, like popped into the world was Azonto. Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto. Azonto. You remember that, man? They made a music video in UK, and like they were wearing a mask or something, and then they were dancing, and then it just popped off.
I was in Réunion Island taking a Spanish class in a big lecture theater, and we learned the Spanish teacher used the word asunto, which means the word like class or subject in Spanish. Asunto. Yeah, so like it means like something to do with.
He's like, nah, where the hell you heard that from?
I don't even know.
But yeah, so the teacher said asunto, and then someone in the hall shouts "Asunto!" and everyone starts laughing in the lecture. That one of my favorite memories in.
Azonto really killed it, man. Everyone was just dancing it.